by Eve to everyone.
Eve.
Right, that's what it is. So thank you for settling in with us. People might be out and about with their families and stuff and taking part in festivities over here stateside with everything going on with the big holiday, celebrating our independence. Shout out to that. So I'm kind of glad we're a country. I don't know about you, Blue. How do you feel about it?
Duh, what does that mean? What the fuck is a kilometer? Just like
yeah, our freedom units over here. I saw a meme somewhere. It's like, is the United States the rest of the world's Florida? And it's like, Blue's got both. Like, Blue's in the Florida of Florida.
I'm in the capital.
Yeah, he's
I'm in the capital of the United States. It's not Washington D.C., guys. You guys thought that was the capital? No, it's Florida.
Florida is the capital of Earth. Yeah,
of Earth.
Yeah.
If aliens show up here first, I'd be so excited.
Yeah, they get the best of the best over Florida. But no, man.
I'm excited. I'm gonna spend time with the family this weekend as well too, or tomorrow technically.
Yeah, be careful with fireworks, everybody. That's the PSA from the Scope podcast. Don't blow your fingers off, okay? Follow the direction.
Don't blow someone else's fingers up, and don't point Roman candles at someone's face unless you have a few of them. Just kidding.
Yeah, don't do what I did in high school whenever we had Roman candle fights across the road ditches. So out on our farm, it had really deep ditches, and we would pretend they were like trenches in war, and we would like shoot Roman candles across each other across the roads. Yeah, don't do that.
Or,
allegedly, you can't prove it.
Firecrackers at someone's feet.
You can't prove that I did that, so that's allegedly. I can say allegedly. But no, I feel like I'm in the minority sometimes. But I'm pretty proud to be an American.
The celebration?
No,
you know what?
Yeah,
I don't want to get. I definitely feel like being a patriot is a little bit less known, I guess, nowadays. But who am I to say anything? But I am. I know when I get my house and I get a garage, I'm putting an American flag in the garage. That's one of my things I'm doing.
Well,
it's a staple of like any mechanic car garage. It just needs an American flag on the wall.
But I mean, also along those lines, like to be able to own a house, it's like from where I came, like I grew up on a small farm, like in a trailer house in the middle of western Kansas. Like, we didn't have like TV, we didn't have phones, like we just didn't have hardly any money. And in this country, I had to take on some debt to get through and put myself through college, and my parents helped get through college, and I was able to like get a job, work my butt off. And now I have like a cool little 10-acre piece of land with a couple horses and a house on it. And like, I've been working my ass off, like working like 2 or 3 jobs all the time. And I did it. And I don't know if there's that many other places like you can have that.
I think for me, was because I served in the Army, going to different countries, seeing outside the US, put a lot of perspective for me coming back and appreciating it a lot more. Seeing all the issues and stuff like that, but it's not perfect, and no place is perfect.
No,
but it's still an amazing place to live. I'm proud of it. I know, again, because I served, I now had the accessibility to own a house. Because of that, I had accessibility to get a degree, all for free, because I served my country. So I mean, I can't ask more for that, and I get to shoot cool guns.
Basically, what we're saying is it's 4th of July. Shout out America. There's some good stuff about it.
Shout out America.
And don't take that to mean I think, we're perfect. We still have a long ways to go. We need to keep it moving in the right direction. But from all the places in the world, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy for the opportunities that I've had. And I appreciate everyone, that came before us that made the country what it is. All the sacrifices and everything that went on. And yeah, I just appreciate it. But anyway, yeah. We're a video game podcast, I guess. I just felt like saying that.
You just felt the patriotism flowing through your veins for a second there.
Yeah, I'm just feeling a little patriotic today and tomorrow. So that's what you get. So yeah, video game wise, of course, in this episode, the guys, the first. I
want to get into it already,
dude. I mean. Yeah. So the first 2 topics of today's episode are going to be so weird. And it
might be short or long. We don't know yet.
I don't know what's going to happen. So technically both the things that we're going to talk about are under NDA. So we're gonna do our best and not to break any rules, but also kind of talk around the topics and give you guys an idea of what's going on with those games as best we can without breaking any rules. Definitely not going to show any gameplay. Not going to talk about game specifics and stuff like that. And there's also been some leaks and stuff that other people have leaked that we can talk about what they did, and things like that. So we'll try to navigate these touchy topics as best we can. And then there's some Escape from Tarkov drama that I want to talk about. That's a little bit weird that Battle State just keeps being Battle State. And then the We the People drama, of course. Who else other than Blue? It's like a weekly soap opera with BlueTheRobot. He's always getting himself into some
Tune in next week.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen next week, but it was the tweet about.
I will say the drama has already been a little bit squashed, but we'll talk about that later. That's
don't ruin it.
You guys.
You got to keep people on the edge of their seats. Don't ruin it.
Okay, sorry. We're arguing right now. I'm just gonna
yeah, that's why Blue's sweating over there. He's typing strongly worded emails over there.
Not because it's 95 degrees and 100% humidity. It's not because of that.
That's right. That's right. Our resident drama king.
It's hot in Florida right now.
Blue's got the content for us. So we'll get into that. And then a couple quick shots. I actually only have one quick shot so far. Maybe two. But we'll think of stuff as we go. You know what I mean? Before we get into it though, real quick, I like to do a segment of the program. What have you been playing this week? Game wise, the program.
This week, let's see. It's been a blur, but I've been playing a little bit of. I tried out the Dead Side update. By the way, you're gonna love the fishing they added.
Oh, they did that already. Was it in the main server? Like in the main game?
In the main server, yeah. It's all the bases have been wiped. Your stash hasn't been wiped, but the bases are wiped. So
damn it.
Yeah, you gotta rebuild it. That's the only bad part. But you can go, dude. Your area is perfect now because now you can go duck hunting and fishing in the same spot, bro.
I picked a good spot. Somebody else is gonna claim it.
This is getting better and better. I played that for a bit. I played, and that's our first topic. I've been playing a lot of the Division Heartland. I will say that I keep going back to it. Just something about that game is fun. But and other than that, I bought the Master Chief Collection on Steam because of the summer sale. So I figured I wanted it for a while, but it was like $15 for every single Halo game. I was like, I can't pass up that opportunity. So
we should have done. I'm bad at doing podcasts and FPS shows because we should have went through and looked at some of the cool stuff on sale on Steam. That would have been a cool topic to talk about.
Cyberpunk as well too. I bought Cyberpunk on sale and I played a few hours of like an hour or two, and it's definitely immersive. That's the whole point of like my channel is like immersive shooters and areas and stuff like that. And if you turn off the HUD and you're walking around, it's pretty cool. It definitely has gotten a lot better since the initial release. So yeah, that's kind of so it's been a little bit of Dead Side, a little bit of Cyberpunk, a little bit of the Division Heartland, a little bit of I haven't played Star Citizen in a little bit. I know they got a free flight, which is like a free to play test coming up on the 6th.
Doesn't that like jack up the game for you guys that already play it?
Normally, yeah, because it just overloads the servers. But I mean, to be honest, like the last one was not bad. It was definitely playable for sure. And maybe it gets better. And then there's like, Citizen Con, which is like their big convention is coming up in October. So maybe we'll get some really cool announcements from that. But that's about it for me. Like if I go like through my stuff, I tried out the Silica update. They haven't added the air units yet. I know Justin Red's in chat. I know we're doing like a red versus blue event eventually whenever we get time. And then I checked out the Starship Trooper. I've been checking a lot. I've been trying to like catch up with like throughout the week because I've just been like taking a break from the computer a little bit and just spending time with family and going out. But like Starship Troopers, I checked out that update. I checked out the Hunt Showdown update as well too with Tacti and Gibbs. It was they added like a new boss, which is like an alligator. So of course they called me to come and hunt down the alligator.
Florida man.
They were like, I was like, oh, this is my element. Florida man's coming in.
Have you eaten alligator in real life?
Dude, it's actually really good.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's pretty good. Also, frog legs. I don't know if people might find that weird, but I've had
No,
frog
those
legs.
are good too.
Pretty good too.
Pretty similar taste and texture, I feel like.
A little bit, actually. Yeah, I had different breading on the frog legs as I was fried, and then the gator jerky I've had both fried as well too, and in jerky form as well.
I don't know if I can sign off on the jerky. Like, I don't know if I would approve that.
It doesn't really. It tastes. It was almost like a not spicier, but like a heavier hitting, because it was also mixed with beef. So I think I tasted more of the beef than the gator, but it was beef gator jerky combined. So that's why I was like, that was my initial entry originally into gator, and then I tried it actually by itself, and it was really good. I know Squad coming out public testing hopefully again this weekend. SCP-5K had an update as well too. Played that, made a video about that. That was fun. Yeah, I've been playing a good amount of games just here and there, just not as long. Just kind of dipping my toes in, checking it out. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
I was gone all weekend. I haven't played too much. I did stream some Siege last night. By the way, shameless plug. After this podcast, I will be live over on twitch.tv/Crash8 playing Rainbow Six Siege, smoking cigars, drinking bourbon, and moving up the ranks. I got to Plat 2 last night. Trying to get to Emerald. No problem. No big deal. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. I'll take autograph requests later. And then I played I haven't got to spend enough time with Arc Raiders or Division. I really need to get in there.
I think I didn't get into the beta playtest for Arc Raiders. I'm still a little bit upset about that. So
shout out Rockhound Black for getting me a code, man. That was super kind of him. So I got to play a little bit of it. And the Division Heartland, I got like through the opening mission and went to do another mission, and then I had to leave. So like I haven't gotten like hardly any playtime on the Heartland. So
do you have it on your PC?
Yeah.
Right now? Or okay, we definitely got you, me, and I think Redbeard should try to squeeze in some gameplay in.
Dude, I would
it's
love
better.
to.
It's already better with a group. I will say that.
I would love to. Yeah, you guys could show me the ropes. I'm just a little rookie, man. I'm a little.
I mean, to be honest, the grind is real, but we'll talk about that as much as we can for sure.
I'm a little baby. I'm a little Division baby. You'd have to take me around.
Little tiny baby.
Look at the little
tiny
baby.
Division agent baby.
Little level 1 everything. Oh, he's so cute. So I guess with that being said, we can get into the Division Heartland and talk about what we can talk about. With it being under
what
NDA.
we think we could talk about. Yeah, exactly. That's.
I'm just unaware
because I put more time into it. You know,
because some NDAs are like you can't show gameplay, but you can talk about it. So the first finals NDA was that like we could talk about it.
You could talk about what you seen, what you played. Yeah, exactly. Just put some trailer footage over your talking.
Yeah,
and
like I just
go
did
from there. Yeah, exactly.
exactly like this. How to YouTube 101. Just do this.
I will say the weirdest part that I got announced to about that beta was that it was only apparently available to people in US, Canada, and Mexico. So people outside kept getting a loading screen. I'm trying to find.
Oh, they sent codes to people outside of the region that they were testing in?
Outside of the region.
What a bait.
So
what a debate. Oh,
was
that's
like,
brutal.
Imagine being that. Like, I know a big Division player and another content creator. Oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. Danny on PC.
Dan the man.
Yeah, he's been a lot into that. That's how I got into the Division 2, was playing with him. And he was like, dude, it keeps loading for me. What's going on? And then a moderator in my Discord showed a screenshot and posted the fine print saying only available in Canada, United States, and Mexico. I was like, what? Only in North America right now, pretty much.
Huh. I wonder if he could have VPN and got in, just had a ping. I don't know.
True.
No, but this is the next main line in reference to what people are saying in chat. This is the next mainline division title, right? It's like Division 3 is like not a thing at this point. This is
I wouldn't, yeah, to be honest, and this is just from the feeling of playing it, it feels more like Division 2.5. It doesn't feel like Division 3.
so you think there's still a Division 3 in the works? Is
I
this like
think, and
a
to be honest, it's so different that I think a Division game could still coincide with it, but I'm still not 100% sure
I
what the plan is
but
moving
I
forward to
just feel
Ubisoft.
I just feel like
I
with
think it'd be a bad
Ubisoft,
move if they did that, if they had Heartland and Division 3. But I think from the route of where Heartland's moving to is a better route, in my opinion.
I don't think the Ubisoft has the resources to run two games like to be the active division title.
They don't, and it is its own game for sure. It's not a spin-off. I mean, it's in the same universe, and you can say that because it's just the lore of the game and the trailers. It's a spin-off, not spin-off, but not really a spin-off. Again, it's just in the same universe, just like how Division 1 took place in New York and Division 2 took place in Washington D.C. Heartland just takes place in good old Kansas.
Yeah, doesn't look like Kansas. But it is.
We were like walking around Kansas. I was like, I wonder if Crash knows what this place is right here.
I can
what
see my
street
house
this
from
is.
here, you guys.
I was gonna say, just walking around Heartland, just like,
No,
oh, and then Crash is like walking with us. Oh, I've been to this coffee house. Oh, I've been to this, mall. Like,
it definitely is its own game. So
yeah,
is it
people
to where
did confuse it too, real quick though, because they were like, "Oh, is it Resurgence?" No,
no,
Heartland
right?
is not Resurgence. Resurgence is the mobile version of the Division, whereas Heartland is its own title.
Yeah,
So,
it's its own like mainline title. Yes. Okay. So is it what's the biggest difference between Heartland and Division 2 gameplay loop mechanic style? Because you said it's really different.
you got me trying to walk in a thin line right here without trying to explain game mechanics. Like, I will say, and I did say, and then before we started the podcast, I said, and I've been saying it to other people as well too. I think if you absolutely love the way the Division plays with the what was it? What do you call it? Like when you shoot someone and they just keep like that's not spongy.
Yeah, or high time to kill,
like,
TTK.
yeah, you're just shooting over and over and over again, and it just won't go down. Like, it does happen at like the higher tiers for sure in the Division and the Division 2, but it's almost like if you love that type of game style, you God, I'm really trying to say something without saying it and getting in trouble, especially because I agree to the terms of the ND. Like, if I didn't get access to the closed beta right now and I heard about this from a friend, I would just say it. But it's so it's so hard to say it.
I didn't know how this NDA was. Is it one where you can't talk about like?
Yeah, so I was like, this NDA. I went and read the fine print, and it's so hard to try to talk about it without trying to talk about in-game. He's like, you're not allowed to talk about the UI. You're not allowed to talk about in-game mechanics, the location, other than it's in Kansas, and whatever people have seen so far from trailers and screenshots and concept art. So it's like, man, I would say I can compare it to Division 1 survival mode. I can say that. If you liked the Division 1 survival mode, I think you're going to like Heartland, which is a lot more survival-esque. There is some tweaks that need to be made, and that's the whole point of this beta, is getting the feedback from the players that are playing it right now. And it is a bit of a grind. I will say that. I can say that there is a grind involved. So, and again, man, there's so much I can say, but I can't. Like, I want to. It's like, because like I can't even say how many players are on the map, how it loads in. There is. We did talk about this though, and this is already public information. There is a daytime and a nighttime, and I got to experience so far a little bit of both. More daytime right now, but nighttime is scary. Nighttime is tough. Nighttime is like Dark Zone 2.0.
So that's essentially what I thought. And they talked about the day-night difference in this video that I'm showing. So we could talk about that.
I can say everyone's friendly, and nighttime dark zone happens. I think that's safe to say.
What happens in Dark Zone stays in Dark Zone.
Stays in dark zone.
that's kind of what I thought.
I
Because
will say it's fun though. It is fun to play. Like I'm having a ball coming back to the game.
but yeah, it looked fun, and it's definitely like they said, it is an extraction shooter. And it is
Mhm.
they did survival. They talked about in this video we're showing like having to find water and stuff like that. And I feel like
The
from the
water
little bit
mechanic is real.
that I saw, so you do have to drink water. From the little bit I saw, resources are somewhat kind of scarce as far as as far as like ammo and stuff, more so than in the old
I
one.
think that's the one thing they're tweaking a little bit. I think because from people that I've played the first time, said things have changed. So I will say, and just to answer a question in chat, which by the way, YouTube, you can watch the chat on live if you're watching on video, guys. Just saying, for all the audio listeners, um, I will say I do wake up or I get home and I want to launch Heartland. Like I want to stream it. I want to make content on it. I want to play it. There's something about that game that keeps me wanting to come back over and over again. Now, again, the grind is real, and and I think when people finally get their hands on this, or people who are watching or listening, who have put their time into the game, like I'm seeing people in game running around with like end game gear already, with like the beta stuff, like which is crazy to think of like how much time people have put into the game because it takes a while to get to that stuff. So
I mean, for a free
um
to play game like this, I hope so.
and that's the thing
I
too.
think that's a
I
good
keep
thing.
forgetting that it's free to play. Like
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's a $60 game. No, this is a free to play title, and I think it's gonna get a lot of attention. I just hope when it does come out officially that people will, or like the game can hold up. In honesty,
Question:
answer possible.
alleged potential.
Potential.
So, do you think there is room for pay to win if this is going to be a free to play game and the grind is slow if you play it out? Do you think there will be, because they're going to have to make money somehow? Do you think there'll be
Yeah,
like
people were
gear
already
and
talking about
tier
that.
skips and stuff?
About Yeah, people were already talking about that, like in the game chat and just in the Discord as well. Of like some aspects might feel like they're pay to win, and without revealing too much, I could agree on some things. It's almost like, what was it like with? I mean, it's not a free to play game, but like Call of Duty with their blueprints. Um, I can't think of any other game that does like a free to play with like loot crates that has weapons in it, but you're able to do that. But then again, like some of the weapons you might get could be bad. Some of the weapons you get could be just not able to be modified. I don't know. It's because you also, because I don't know what there's, I will say the store, I can say this. Yeah, the store isn't in the game yet. So I think no one, I mean, I can say that, I think, without being in trouble. I think I'm rocking the tight line. But no
Um,
one's able to spend money yet. I will say that. No one yet has able to put money into the game yet. So
um,
everything is still available to earn in game.
okay. That's just something that we'll need to watch. Then Frank
Yeah,
asked a good question for me that I can take this one. Does Ubisoft not support their games after launch? I would say
dude.
I
Look at
think
the
they
vision.
do. I think they do a good job. My hat, Rainbow Six Siege. I'm playing the crap out of that game. We're in year 8, season 2 of content. Division 2 is
Hmm.
still getting content, still getting DLCs.
Still,
In year
yeah.
5 or something. The games that Ubisoft doesn't are the weird ones. So I'm gonna look at like X Defiant as the sketchy ones. I'm gonna look at what they
Coldables
did
that's never gonna come out.
with like Hyperscape and those kind of games
Yeah,
that
Hyperscape
died
they
off.
shut down quick, dude.
I think their main like Tom Clancy titles, I think they stick with pretty well. And if this is a free to play one, and if it's grindy and people get hooked on the gameplay loop, and if this can be an extraction shooter that can potentially figure out in game a little bit better, and have some more rewarding stuff once you get leveled up, we're still looking for that extraction shooter that gets you somewhere past progression. Right now, Tarkov, we're going to talk about Arc Raiders in a little bit. Like a lot of that stuff, a lot of those extraction shooters still haven't solved the problem of end game. Right now, the
Yeah.
gameplay loop is progression. Like the progression part is what you enjoy of an extraction shooter. When you get to the end, what do you do then? So if this game can solve that, and it does well, I think they could support it for a really long time. Also, to add on to what Blue was saying, and we were talking about alleged or potential pay to win situation where this is free to play and they're going to have to make money somehow. If the game is good, if there's a lot of content and I feel like I'm getting a lot of hours out of a free game, I don't mind buying some stuff to support the game. I kind of do that in Rainbow Six because I appreciated them doing constantly working on anti-cheat, constantly working on quality of life stuff into year 8. Like I said, tons of content every single season with Rainbow Six. Even when I was taking a break from that game, I would still pop in and like buy the battle pass and stuff and try to progress through it a little bit just because I appreciated them, still supporting the game. So this could be a situation if the game's free and it's really good. I don't mind supporting with buying some cosmetics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I feel the same. Does Rainbow Six, can you buy, like, I'm guessing you could buy operators that maybe, like, what if it's an operator that has like a meta weapon?
You can buy it, yeah.
You
Or
know,
unlock it in
that's
game.
when people, you can't please everyone,
Or
and
you
that's
can
the issue too.
or you can unlock them in game. Too.
So yeah, and
And
that's the thing too. Like, I think the grind in the game is still worthwhile. Of even if people do end up spending a little bit more money on the game, you could still, like, if let's say if you have a 1v1, a person who bought their specific weapon and a person who grinded for it, there's not going to be any difference between the two. I will say that. There's going to be, it just depends on maybe how fast you want to get there, but there's plenty of room and space in the game to just go and earn it in game, which is the point of playing the game in the first place. That's what you want to do, is get that progression, to have that gameplay loop, to be satisfied with putting your hours into it, especially if it's free to play. You're getting nothing but just straight entertainment.
yep. Yeah. Man, I need to get into this and play some more.
All right, dude, hit me up anytime. I'm so hooked on it, dude.
I was leaving and
I
I
know
was like,
I played a little bit. I played a little bit of Fry as well too, and we were having a discussion while playing it, and it was definitely like, yeah, we can. I can see people loving it, and I can see people hating it in regards to the gameplay loop. Like, it's not going to be for everyone. It's not going to be for your traditional Division players, because like even Dark Zone, you have like the safety net of, I guess, oh yeah, because you kind of have like the safety net of, like, let's say walking around just like DC or New York without the dark zone. It's all strictly PvE there, but you have so much ammo, you have no survival elements to worry about. It's all just, you can sprint forever, whereas Heartland is different from that, where it's a bit just, it's more survival. It's more survival-esque. It's not, but it's not 100% a survival game, which is, I guess, what I'm trying to get at too. It's not going to be like, if I can't get water, I'm going to die. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we could talk about without uh getting into trouble. It's still supposed to release this year, right?
yeah, I don't know.
So
Is there an actual specific date?
have we?
Does anyone know? Maybe. We're great at this.
Yeah, we're good. We uh
No, it's just 2023. So no specific.
yeah, but there's
But they
not.
also say late 2023 or early 2024. I'm thinking Christmas, because that's where the in both the lore of New York and DC, the green virus takes place in Christmas. And I think that was one of the original launch dates for the first division. It was around the holidays. So I could see a Christmas time release.
That'd be cool. I mean, from what
I mean, I will say, the first Division, when that trailer came out, was amazing. Like of like the you hear like the holiday music in the background, and that's another comparison. The way the Division looked like in those first trailers, where it looked a little bit more slower paced, tactical. That's Heartland. I might be maybe.
Oh.
It's
I hope it's soon because from what I've seen and what I've heard from people, the beta plays pretty well. Have you heard or allegedly potentially maybe seen bugs?
I know they did say, yeah, they're working on net code and stuff like that. But that's just gonna be, you know, I think an ongoing fix. I mean, then again, that's just from games I've played that they just never seem to get net code and hit reg right ever. I don't know why. That's just, we'll see. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but
I mean, it feels like it could release pretty soon. Like it feels
like it's right around the corner.
It's about done.
Yeah, it's about done. It's not early access alpha. It's not a tech demo. It's pretty much complete, I feel like, at this point.
And that makes me feel good, like, about launch. Now, the other thing, the wild card about launch with a game like this is that people are talking about it and going to get excited about it, and it's going to be free to play. So the servers are going to get absolutely destroyed when it launches.
What?
Huh?
What's going to get destroyed?
The servers for this game when it launches. And you're talking about like some of the issues are netcode. It's going to be free. Xbox, people are getting excited.
Console and PC. Like, yeah, no, I'm excited.
So, all right, is that probably about all we can?
I think that's all we can probably say. You're gonna have to take the next one more because I haven't touched it. I haven't even looked at the leaks. I've just stuck with just hearing it from you.
So a bunch of gameplay was, let's just talk about it from the perspective of Player 2's video.
It got nuked.
Yeah, so Player 2 put out a video that I thought, we were live on Twitch when it happened, and Blue and I were talking about it, and we were both kind of like, that's a bold move. That's a bold move. So if you didn't see it,
that's a bold move, Con. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, let's see how that plays out, because it was what pretty much happened is someone completely ignored the NDA. I think it was a German content creator, and streamed like just straight up Arc Raiders gameplay.
You know what? Riot almost did that, and I'm glad you caught him before he started streaming that.
Yeah, he was gonna stream too. I don't think he would have, because when you launch it, it tells you about the NDA. You have to click accept to the NDA before you can play the game. But essentially, he showed like all the aspects of the game with Arc Raiders within this what's in the playtest. The graphics all appear. I'm just going to talk about it. Like I said, this is not my experiences. This is looking at Player 2's video. The graphics are like the trailers. This is one of the, in my opinion, this appears to be one of the first true next-gen shooter games, graphics-wise, because it's going to come out on, it's Unreal Engine 5. It's going to be coming out on the current gen consoles only. So there's no port.
A lot of people were upset about that, but it's time to move on, guys. I'm sorry.
And you see that in the gameplay footage. There was an underground base with somewhat of a like a hideout that you can upgrade. Again, speaking to Player 2's video. You could see, I think it appeared to be like persistent servers too, that you kind of hop in, hop out at different times, but they did turn it into a complete extraction shooter. Game. I mean, it is 100% feeling like Escape from Tarkov, just within a different setting, much better graphics and third person. There was a lot of crafting and stuff, and what they how they shifted the paradigm of this game is there were going to be a lot of heroes that you could play as, but what's kind of funny, you can see what they did from Player 2's video, not me, from Player 2's video. You can see that they took all those heroes that you were gonna play as, and they made them the traders. That's kind of funny. So there are traders
Ah,
um
funny.
that you get their quests from. You can buy stuff from, upgrade your stuff. Currently, it appeared that there were two maps within the playtest, and essentially, Speranza is like the safe zone. It's where you can hide out.
Hmm.
It's where all your stash and stuff is. As of this playtest, it wasn't like Destiny Tower where you could walk around and interact with people. It was just kind of like the menu system, but the background and stuff showed you were down in this underground colony. A lot of audio and hustle bustle going on behind you, but it wasn't a place that you could like walk around in. And then what you do is you take an elevator
Yeah.
to the surface, and the surface is where the Ark are. The surface is where you can see like the alien bots, and then you can also run into other raiders. So essentially, what it is, like the whole premise of it is Speranza is an underground. It's like the only safe space from the Ark invasion, but people and everyone is running out of resources. So you are a raider that you are tasked with getting certain resources. So you deploy to the top, have to go find them, um, and get out. So that's essentially what it was. It appeared based on player two's video that there wasn't a ton of content in this playtest, and you got that vibe when they talked about the announcement of the beta, how they were really just kind of testing a few concepts in this one. It wasn't ready to show the world. They're testing some concepts of the gameplay loop and if it's going to work. And I really think it did. I don't really want to get into my experiences too much, but this game does truly have a lot of potential. I think this was similar to the finals. I think this appears to be a true beta playtest. It's not like the division where the division feels like they could release it. This one still needs some time. And it
Let them
needs
cook.
yeah, it needs some balancing and some stuff more to it, but they are well on their way to having something really really unique. Um but there just needs to be some fixes, some changes, and a lot more of it. And the again, this is going to be another case. I think what's going to make or break this game is going to be the end game. I think
Yeah,
I think
both for both. Yeah.
progressing and moving through stuff and moving through the game and leveling up your hideout is going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to have some really unique and cool moments out in these beautiful environments. But once you get there, like, man, I don't know
It's
what's
also
left.
gonna be a free to play shooter as well, too, right?
Yeah, this is going to be free to play as well. So I mean, extraction shooter folks, you're going to be eating good soon. Um,
Yeah.
there's going to be this, and then I think there one of the ways that I always thought that they could help with in game of extraction shooters is a lot of story driven events, and it sounds like that's what Marathon is really going to lean into. This one could
Marathon's
do
gonna.
that.
Yeah.
There's a whole lore and story to this thing that would make really cool in game events that even if you were
On the
leveled up,
planet of Calabretta.
yeah, even if you were leveled up, like that would be fun to do. So I hope they
That'd be
have a
cool.
lot
Almost
planned.
like Destiny raids that moves on the story and stuff like that. That could be cool. Especially if there is a PVE aspect to it. I think it'd be cool. Like everyone has to fight like this giant robot in order to unlock the next part of a map or something like that. I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, they could do some boss stuff like that, and I hope they have a lot of content planned because it's a
So
really
but this game got delayed as well too, technically, right?
well, yeah.
I think it was originally
No,
last or 2021.
it feels like it wasn't necessarily delayed to work on it. It was delayed to switch it to PvP. It was going to be a PvE extraction only, so it was going to be you against the
So
Ark.
there's no, yeah, because I was looking up. There's no official release date, even though they say it's coming 20. I mean, it said it was coming last year, so that happens now. They just say coming soon. So
Yeah, because they
I'm pulling it. It's
completely
ready when it's ready.
yeah, which is okay with me. But they like completely revamped it. Um,
Yeah, rumors are saying 2024, but again, maybe mid to late 2024. I can probably see that.
from if you talk about the betas that we played recently, the finals, the Heartland, and this one seems like it needs the most time, um, to get done based
Yeah,
on player two's
finals was
videos.
so much fun.
But yeah, I don't know what else I can say other than like the stuff we thought was true with the traders, the hideout that you can build. There's a lot of crafting, tons of crafting. So
So the grind is real in that one too, because all
yeah.
the resources you got to grab and
Hmm.
hopefully extract with. If you, I'm guessing if you die in game, you die and you lose all your
And
stuff. I mean, it's the whole point of extraction games,
from
you
the
know.
gameplay that we saw on Player Two's video, the extraction is very tense. It's very tense because you have to actuate an elevator that makes a lot of noise and it takes a long time to come pick you up. And everyone, AI, raiders know that you're trying to extract and you probably have loot with you. Yeah. Very very, 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 very intense.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get hopefully get my hands on it soon. But you know, I'll probably have to wait till the next official playtest.
Yeah, it needs some more time. But the one thing, the high point on this one is it feels next gen. Like the first really true next gen. Yeah,
Cool.
I think that's about that. I can't say too much. There wasn't there. I signed the NDA. I'm just going off what I saw on Player Two's video. I can't go off
I mean, yeah,
my
that
own
thing got
experiences.
copyright claimed specifically by Embark Studios.
Yeah, his video got destroyed like we knew it would. Pretty much knew it would.
I was not expecting that video to last as long as it did.
It
To
was
be
up
honest,
for
I
a
thought I was
minute.
gonna get, yeah. So just know, guys, if you sign an NDA, please don't make a video on it. Especially if they specifically say not to make a video on it.
Yeah.
Get some clarification if you need to first. Reach out to the moderators or managers, whoever you got to reach out to. But any NDA you sign, please just do your due diligence. You know, hopefully it's a lesson learned for him. Things happen, he moves on. We continue on for our lives, and yeah,
It'd be good. Shoot, man. I choked on green
I'm
tea.
dying, man.
I poured it
Green
into my
tea.
lungs.
I love green tea.
I do too. Good for you. But
Green tea and matcha. I mean, I guess they're the same thing, right?
I think so. I think matcha is just kind of green tea, but I'm
Anyway.
not sure. So along those lines, since I've been drinking green tea, I kind of need to use the restroom real quick. Can I hit the break screen for just like a minute and I'll be right back and we'll talk about the Tarkov stuff?
Yes.
Is
Break
that okay?
screen. Guys, we'll be back after he uses the little boy's room.
I'm going to go to the loo. I'm seriously, it's going to be so fast. I'll just be back in like a minute or so.
Wash your hands.
I don't need to. Okay, I'll be right back. What's been going on since I was gone? It sounds like there's weird stuff going on in chat. I don't know what this is about.
Just you know, you left and I decided to put my moves on. I have the as the kids say, I have the Riz.
Okay, I've never heard that.
You never heard the Riz? It's like charisma. You have charisma.
Oh,
you know, you have game.
Why didn't you just say that?
I don't know, man. Words are being made up nowadays.
It's too hard.
I just found out what it meant yesterday.
It's too hard to say all of the syllables.
Yeah, you have charisma now. And they just shortened it to Riz. I don't know where it comes from, how it started, but
I don't get it.
you got some Riz. You got some Riz.
No.
You're,
Uh-uh. No, I'm
you don't
I'm
think
out
so?
of
You don't have a cup of whiskey in one hand and a cigar in the other.
I
That's pretty
will
Rizzy in my
tonight.
book.
I will tonight on my live stream at twitch.tv/crash8 while I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege.
Let's crash 1 through 7. We're taking.
It's true. Look at this mug.
Ooh, fancy.
Nice. You can
Got
buy
the
one
tea in it and everything.
nowhere.
Nowhere.
I don't have merch. Are you kidding me? Okay. Next topic. I once was going to, whenever my channel was like in disarray from whatever Battlefield 2042 was when it launched, I thought about going like straight, like hardcore into Tarkov. I'm glad I didn't because there's like weird stuff over there all the time. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I just kind of talk about some of the Tarkov drama once in a while. A high profile data miner, Logical Solutions. If you guys have played Tarkov, you have probably seen tweets and information from Logical Solutions because anytime something changes within the game, there's a new in-game event or they make tweaks to stuff. Battlestate Games does not communicate that very effectively in the least bit. So there arises a need for people like Logical Solutions who has tools that search the game code, finds changes, and lets people know what the updates are essentially. But actually, like last week, he was banned. They put out a big announcement, Battlestate Games did, talking about how data mining and stuff and looking into game code was going to be against terms of service. And then like 5 minutes later, they had him in mind, like they banned him from the game. Completely banned his account, permaban. He shared it. Logical Solutions then shared a screenshot of like he was like, why did I get banned? He's like, once that thing came out, I didn't do it anymore. He showed a screenshot of
I read that article as well too, of like how he shouldn't show how he data mines, but can he still showcase the info from the data mine? Would that still get him in trouble?
Yeah. So Nikita said that you shouldn't share how you data mine and everything. We saw it, so you broke the rules again. Logitech Solutions denied having shared any data mined information since Battlestate announced of the crackdown, to which Nikita said, "You lie," and shared screenshots of Logical Solutions sharing information on stream. Screenshots which the streamer states were from before Battlestate's announcement.
Why does fucking Nikita sound like a dick?
Dude, yeah. I mean, he's Russian.
He sounds like a power hungry a-hole, dude. Like, oh, you lie. Like, dude.
Like he's Russian. So then in a
sorry to all the
is that racist? I don't
watching.
Know. I love you all. He received communication that his ban was lifted.
Canceled.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we get canceled every week here. I'm very glad that Nikita for it essentially changed their stance and unbanned him and stuff. I don't know. I never figured out like is data mining like still going to be a thing. They lifted the ban.
Yeah.
But the
data mining is going to happen without Logical Solutions or with him. It's going to happen. People are going to post it on Reddit pages, on threads, on Twitter. It's just going to be a thing for as long as that game's out. But but it's crazy. They'll do crazy stuff about data mining, but cheaters are still running rampant through that game.
Well, and that's where this rests a little bit on Battlestate Games as well. If you did proper patch notes and you communicated game changes properly, there would not be a need for data mining. Like if you didn't make these systems so convoluted and nuanced, and then when you change stuff, you don't tell anybody, or a lot of times what happens is, especially like today, like, so there is a, Marquez got me with that one. So there's a new event going on where like all of the, I can't focus now. So like all of the bosses and stuff, all the bosses spawn on all the maps at certain times, but they gave the time zones on Twitter, but it's actually Moscow time. So like if you're here, like if you're in the States, you have to transfer to Moscow time to try to figure out what bosses are going to be on what maps during the events. It's so convoluted. Also, if there's someone that doesn't do Twitter and doesn't do Reddit and just plays the game, they have no way of ever knowing about these
You'll
events.
never know.
They never
Yeah.
show anything in game. What they 100% need to do is within the hideout, it needs to start with your intelligence center as level 1 and have messages in there where you can go and check messages and what's going on throughout Tarkov. Because if you play that game, you have to plug yourself in. You have to look at the wiki. You have to maybe get the app like Battle Buddy to be able to see what kind of ammo you have to run. You have to stay up on Twitter. You have to
So
stay up
many
on Reddit.
third party things just to play a
just
game.
to know what's going on. And that's why basically I wanted to talk about this story because I wanted to talk about how I think Battlestate Games needs to do a better job at communicating what they're doing with the game, when they're going to do it, why they're going to do it. And even with these events, just tell people in game so you don't have to go out to all these other resources to find out what's going in the game. I feel like that's not great game design. I don't feel like that's a good user experience to have to use all these third-party tools to find out what is going on with the game when you log into Tarkov, like what you're going to run into. It's a little silly.
That reminds me of a little bit of a situation I just got exposed to on Star Citizen as well too.
Care to elaborate?
Oh well. So apparently, you know what reshade is?
Yeah.
So people use that game, use reshade. I've used it in Ghost Recon Breakpoint to capture like really cool screenshots or Stalker Anomaly to make the game look pretty. You know, people use it for that reason alone. But apparently people use it a lot in Star Citizen to make dark planets brighter.
They did that.
So they
in
can
Tarkov.
see. Yeah, exactly. They do it in Tarkov as well too. So that's why it kind of like reminded me of a video I just saw. And there's a content creator out there that specifically uses it on their channel and showcases it on YouTube. Now they say that CIG, which is the development team for Star Citizen, allows reshade, but I don't think they meant it in that capability
For like an in-game advantage.
For in-game advantage. Like if you're using third-party software for in-game advantage, regardless if the devs approve the software or not, that's still a cheater move. It's still a cheater. I don't care who you talk to, who you try to convince yourself or other people, but it's still, if someone is just, if loads up the game and just wants to play it without having to use third-party software, they shouldn't have to rely on other apps or wiki pages or whatever software needed to be on the same playing field as you. So that's, again, when it comes to Tarkov and Star Citizen, both games are in that same area. And it proves a point because then there's a crosshair option in Reshade, which puts a little crosshair on your screen. So no matter, people use that in Tarkov as well too. So they could just hit fire and know exactly where the bullets are going to go most likely. Same thing with Star Citizen, but Star Citizen now, it showcases that the red dots and the holographic sites in the game aren't centered. So when they put the crosshair on, the red dot is actually to the bottom left of most of the times of the crosshair itself. So even now, that's a game mechanic that's broken. So if you point a red dot at someone's head, it's not going to shoot their head. You needed, but the thing is, you needed a third-party software just to figure that out. So now people that know that information know to aim up and to the right instead of down and to the left. You know, so
we just need to get.
And there's so many games that have disabled reshade because of that. Yep. You know, to keep everyone on the same playing field. And there's so many games that just don't allow third-party software or third-party applications to be used while playing their game. Is that not the point of not cheating? I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Maybe I'm old. I don't know.
It's a touchy subject.
Hunt Showdown has the same issue because like Hunt Showdown too has fog and rain and, you know, dark shadows and all that gets put to waste if someone's using reshade. So they can see you through the fog. They can see you in the dark spots while you're here immersing yourself in the world and the rain and it's foggy and it's thunder, lightning. But someone across the map can see you. Or I know different games got rid of it, like Counter-Strike. They used to have like not really a cheat because it's not not in the traditional sense of like seeing through walls and auto locking, but it would make players' skins bright, so you can see them across the map, or like World of Tanks had it where it would make certain tanks skins like highlight on the tank itself where to shoot to knock out and disable systems, and they took it out. I don't know why Tarkov still is running into that same issue. Star Citizen still is running into that same issue. Dead Side disabled it, yes. Unshowdown's in that same issue.
Interesting.
Third-party software, regardless if it's approved or not, if it's used for an in-game advantage, is cheating.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
Now you know. I've never used
Now
any
you
of that
know.
stuff. I do have a crosshair that I can turn on my monitor, but I don't think it helps me. I've never used it.
I don't. Again, the only time I've used reshade is to add contrast and color correct and make it super immersive and cinematic. Because when I use reshade and Ghost Recon Breakpoint, it's such a pretty game.
Yeah, it'd be fun to use it for artistic
Stalker
reasons.
Anomaly. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's. I think it's mainly more for artistic reasons in my book, but people ruin a good thing. People abuse it because like I didn't even know reshade was available in games like Star Citizen or even Tarkov, and I can imagine using it for Tarkov or Star Citizen to make it look so different and look
anymore.
cool and immersive. And yeah, exactly. So I mean,
but yep.
yeah.
All right. Since you're fired up right now, you ready to go on with some more drama?
More drama.
On the next,
play my video in the background for the production team.
The next episode of Drama with BlueTheRobot, talk about what's going on with We the People, and I'm going to need a lot of context, I think, because I don't really know much about this game.
It's very underground still. It kind of like some people know about it, some people don't. I will say, before this podcast, I actually had a conversation with the creative director. I know he's been meaning to reach out for a while. You know, he was like posting on my Twitter. He then commented on my video and stuff like that. And the background of this game, and I feel like I should really just kind of bring it up because it's more, they can explain it a little bit more. So it's called We the People. The background of the game is the background of the game is the year is 2028. You are a survivor, one of the few left amongst the living dead. So there's zombies involved. You must fight to survive in this hardcore shooter based in post-apocalyptic America, which apparently is taking place in Washington State, so in the Northwest, not Washington D.C., Washington State. I believe. Oh, well, see, you know what? He just said Washington D.C., and now they're saying Washington State on the main page. See, it's so confusing with this game. Anyways, apparently it's going to be a post-apocalyptic extraction PvPvE shooter that's supposed to be hardcore, realistic weapons, realistic tools, gadgets, whatever it is people use and stuff like that. And because of that, I looked into it and I was like, oh, another extraction shooter. Cool. I'm excited to take a look at it. And you know, from the first devlog, I will say the devlog had, and I talked to the creative director, I think his name Drew is his name. Yeah, Drew. He was saying that he was kind of going along the lines of like how Road to Vostok did their devlog of like cinematic, immersive storytelling, talking about the mechanics of the game, showing transparency. I was like, that's cool. I gave credit where credit is due. That devlog was pretty nice. It was very well produced. Even Road to Vostok, the main, well, I mean, what's his name again? I wish, how do you pronounce it? Auntie?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he even like commented on their devlog and was like, good job, like good stuff. So, you know, a lot of eyes were on this game. And then for Steam Next Fest, they put out a tech demo. I didn't get to play the tech demo, but I saw it was recommended to me on footage on YouTube. And I opened it up and it was just bad. Like the 5.56 caliber rounds look like skinny 50 cal rounds. The little and you know, the suppressor sounded like an airsoft gun. The mechanics were clunky. The textures were bad. the movement of the guns, the like handling looked bad. I mean, and then I looked more into it, and then it just seemed like the team that was behind it didn't look professional. It looked like it was taken, like pictures were taken from the internet. But then, of course, apparently talking to Drew, those are real people. Those are, some of them are freelancers. Some of them are actually, apparently, and I actually, hold on, I wrote notes. I wrote notes because I wanted to talk about a little bit more here. So basically, they have two writers apparently on the team that helped with Wizards of the Coast. They apparently have another developer that is currently still working full time for Halo. They have voice actors from different creators still coming into the game. They're talking with them. They're working it on Unreal Engine 5. They have apparently quarterly playtests coming. They're fixing settings. They're Nevada based, which apparently confused me because I thought originally it was because like one of the guys was from Moscow. So I was like, wait, or from Russia. So I was like, so are you Russian based? Are you US based? And then, they were talking about, oh, hold on. My wife's knocking at the door.
Stand by.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
What was I saying?
Anyways, so is it Russian based or US based?
It's US based apparently, and the guys that the guy that I was talking to, he's apparently former infantry for the US Army as well too. Apparently, a couple other of their team is former military. So, and he was saying that from the grunt perspective, we kind of just throw stuff at the the thing. I was like, that could work, but you're also, I think you just shot yourself, and this is my opinion, you shot yourself in the foot by showcasing a horrible tech demo.
I didn't play it, man. I can't. I can't comment on it too much. But
I would. There's a video on it from gameplay and stuff like that. Because you go look at the devlog and the cinematic lore they have and stuff like that, and it looks okay. It's not great looking, but it's definitely, it's not the best. It's not the best looking at all. Like, so I think they need to work on the way they like it. I told them too, like, you don't have to meet deadlines if it's going to be crap content. If you got to take your time and postpone it and wait, do that instead.
Yeah. So I'm just from my uneducated perspective on what I've like heard so far is that we're always rooting for titles like this because
and that's the thing, and people, he thought like I was again, not I don't think he thought that, but from his perspective he was like, it feels like not attacking, but I was like, I was like, dude, from the research I've done and the way the game is running, it's not great. I'm sorry if people told you otherwise, but it's not great in the current state. And again, I told him, like, I've played Road to Vostok, I played Project Quarantine. Those are tech demos made by smaller teams. Hell, Road to Vostok made by one guy, and it was the first tech demo that came out was 10 times better than We the People's demo.
And that's what
like,
it's.
I don't get it.
That's just what it sounds like. It sounds like a little bit of a misstep in the fact that they potentially just showed it a little too early.
Yeah, he said he wants to showcase the good and the bad. I say show your best foot forward the entire time, especially in this day and age when you have to do that. People are going to denounce you day one and move on to the next title, because if you don't make it, there's 10 more titles behind you waiting to take your place. That's just the way the name of the game is nowadays.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's like your first impressions are everything with gaming all the time. And I feel like we see it like with everything. Like X Defiant is still trying to recover from it with having Tom Clancy on the name and pissing people off. There's still people that are like upset with that. As far as like showing the good and the bad, the way to do that is within the devlogs. If you have something that's still bad and you want to chronicle your progress and you want to show people like how far it's come, you show that. You don't let them play that. in my opinion.
Exactly.
You can
Exactly.
definitely show like, hey, this is where we're started. And then show like really cool stuff like, hey, we gotta look at this lighting pass. Like, how much better do things look now? Look what we did, how we updated the UI, all that stuff, and it gets people excited. But when people play that, generally when you have a tech demo, the demo means demonstration. You're demonstrating your game. And if it's not something that you think is in a good state, if it's not something that you're ready to show and to demonstrate how the game is going to play, then I don't think you do it yet. I think you put a little bit more time into it and a little bit more thought on how is this going to be perceived. Because and for me right now, I'd seen this game, I'd seen people talk about it, and I try to keep up on first person shooter stuff. I didn't know, and you had to get clarification that they want to show the good and the bad. So you have to have
From
this,
the creative director himself.
yeah. So you have to have that context when you play this tech demo, that it's incredibly raw and it's incredibly unfinished. And we just talked about with Tarkov, how people have to go find all these third-party resources and information to know what's going on with Tarkov. You can't expect people to know that. You cannot expect people to get in your demo, play it, it's rough, and it's like, oh, well, they wanted to show the bad part so they can show how far they've come. People don't know that. We're in an age right now where the AAA studios do all the betas that you hear about, and their play tests, they're almost finished. Like, they're not traditional betas. So when people play a beta, they think that they're getting, a game that's going to release pretty soon and it's ready to go. So I think so first off, I think showing a really unfinished tech demo is a little bit of a misstep. And then to further make that a little bit worse is not letting people know that you're showing steps of the game, because people aren't.
He did say he's taking the feedback, he's taking the criticism. They're gonna work on it. So I mean, you just gotta let them cook at this point. But I expected more from a veteran team as well too, especially when it comes to gunplay and those little details about that.
Yeah. And I mean, little details are probably something that they'll eventually get to. So I'm just hopeful that they take the feedback. Yeah. And Sean is in chat. I appreciate you being here. Says he's part of the team. He said there was a banner that stated it was in a raw state, but people maybe it should have large so people see it. Yeah, that's the same.
Oh, Sean is
yeah,
the community manager.
Yeah, and then what I would potentially say to that is every beta has that, even like the super finished ones. So like the Division Heartland had that, and that's like a super clean game. And I'm just saying, I understand how betas are, and like the true sense of an alpha and the true sense of a beta and a tech demo. But I'm just saying the public doesn't, because the betas that 99% of the public sees are these unfinished, or are these like AAA demos essentially to get people to pre-order stuff. And they do say that too. They're like, this is unfinished state, we're still working on it. And then, but people get used to the games being like pretty much finished anyway. This is just my opinion. But yeah, I hope it gets turned around, and this is a cool starting point to their story. Because yeah, we're always huge fans of indie games that do something different. Because like we say all the time on this channel, like if you look at AAA shooters right now, what you have Battlefield, you have Halo, and you have COD, like the three pillar like AAA shooters or whatever, and not a lot. So we're always rooting for indie studios. We always talk about indie games on this channel, and we'll.
And he said another dude was saying he'd be happy to have me play the next play test and check it out. So I was like, yeah, I will check it out. Just I hope they take that criticism. It might not have been super constructive, but it was definitely criticism. I definitely kind of bashed on the game a little bit more, but I just felt a little bit more emotional about it. I was like, bro, I'm just so tired of seeing games that promise this and showcase something else. Especially seeing, I think Cody is his name, he's one of the developers on the team, work with Tactic Gamer on one of his projects. And I saw video of how the gunplay looked like on that, and it looked amazing. And then I look at this tech demo, and it looked like it took 5 steps backwards. I was so confused when I saw that. So I was just like, you say you have all this amazing talent, but I didn't see it in the tech demo at all.
But hopefully,
and I get using Unreal Engine assets is fine to showcase the mechanics of the game, as long as you build up upon that and use your own thing. So
But yeah, and you can't. That's the other thing. You can't fault him too much for. Basically, what we're saying is like,
yeah, Unreal Engine's fine.
because I mean they haven't asked for money. It would be way worse if it was like
If
a
they did
Kickstarter thing.
yeah, and he told me there's no NFTs, you know, and it's
Yeah,
not going to
yeah.
be a Web.3 event. I was like, okay, I figured that wasn't the case. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that isn't the case, you know. So I'm glad that that was clarified.
Yeah,
But
and for us, the criticism comes from wanting to see it succeed. Because we need more
yeah,
titles like this. It's not
100%.
it's not like we want to see games fail. Like we're tired and heartbroken when these games have to shut servers down and they don't make it and people can't play them anymore. Just because we just want to see we want to see the indie scene thrive. So like I said, I would have loved to seen like a tech demo maybe a few months down the road because people's first impression. I know people that like watch this channel and people that do all that stuff know what a beta test is and know that it can be rough and it's going to be moving forward. But that caveat of we wanted to show the good and the bad. Your everyday guy that's scrolling through the Steam store that sees this game pop up as a tech demo, dude, We the People, that looks cool, I want to check it out, and plays a tech demo. It's like, what is this? They don't know all that stuff, and I worry that first impressions mean a lot because we've seen certain games not be able to recover from first impressions.
I would say just take your time. Don't worry about deadlines right now. You got time on your side, you know.
And the one thing I do like to see, especially with the devs in chat, staying positive with criticism and stuff will also, I think, get you a long ways. Not that I
hope they didn't take any offense to my video. Again, and the one thing that kind of pissed me off, he was like, I get it, YouTubers got to use clickbait and get the views. I was like, I wasn't doing it for the views, man. My channel's not that big. Like if it flops and does horrible, like it's not the point. I was doing it to put my message out there to my community to let them know how I felt about this game. And that just wasn't, I wasn't doing it for the views. That's not anytime I put a video out there. I always expect it to bomb.
That video was for the streets.
Honesty. This video was for the streets. Exactly.
But
keep
yeah,
your ears down to the ground.
I'm the same.
I actually have an emergency that I got to go attend.
All good.
So just wanted to get that out there, but I appreciate you guys. I love you in chat. Love you guys hanging out. But I gotta go take care of some stuff. So
okay.
But if you want to do one quick shot, I'll scream it real quick and then I'll head out.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. Go on. Get your stuff handled.
All right.
All right, later. Oh, look, I have this scene ready to go. So yeah, the other thing that I feel weird about, I feel weird like telling people, like acting like I know stuff on how games and stuff work. I'm just a dipshit on the internet with like 5,000 subs. So take that for what it's worth. You don't have to listen to my dumb ass. Take care, Blue. Hope everything's all right. Guys, just a couple more quick things that I wanted to talk about over here. But anyway, to wrap that up, good luck to We the People. Thank you guys for popping into the channel and taking the time to do that. I know you guys are busy, and I super appreciate it. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it 100%. And if there's ever a time that you guys want to come on and talk about stuff and what you got going, holler at me. But yeah, it's just a small channel. I'm just an idiot on the internet that talks about games. I don't know that much. Take my opinions with a massive grain of salt. But yeah, no, we always try to, like, on the shows, like at the first part of the show, I talk about kind of like the main stories and stuff like that. And then we always have like the quick shot segment, talking about like everything. And we always talk about indie games every single week, just cause we're always hopeful for them. But yeah, I can get onto the Discord and keep an eye on stuff, cause that's what it's about, man. And to see you guys, like, now we have a starting point to hopefully see you guys improve and get it moving forward and get it to where it needs to be and people excited about it. There were some cool concepts in it, and to get that polished out will be really cool to see. So yeah, I had a couple quick shots to talk to you guys about. Quick shots, not very many, 2 of them, I think. The first quick shot, baby. I saw this, and I was actually, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Blue's not here. I can be honest with you guys. I was actually on the bathroom. I was sitting on the toilet, And I saw this and I thought it was pretty funny. So what they're doing with Call of Duty cheaters, I really don't think this has any effect on like my everyday life, because no matter when every time I play Search and Destroy in Call of Duty, like I come across cheaters like all the time anyway, like blatant ones. But this I thought was really funny and kind of, I'm always, I hate cheaters like so much, and I know like pretty much all legit players despise cheaters. And I thought this was a really actually unique way to take on cheaters. I've always been like kind of a big proponent of like the anybrain.gg, like the Discord or the AI anti-cheat. I want to see that succeed. I would love to see that work. It has some really cool uh, um, what do I want to say, potential with it. This was a really cool way to find cheaters. So what Call of Duty did with their Ricochet anti-cheat is they made hallucinations will out Call of Duty cheaters. So what it does is it puts fake players on the map, and if the player interacts with them, so if the player like aims at him, watches him, tracks him through a wall or whatever, it outs them as a cheater because they're not going to be seen by the legitimate players. So if they suspect someone of cheating, they'll put these hallucinations on the map, and if they try to shoot them, it means they're a cheater. So that's really cool to see. Yeah, so in the past they've done silly stuff, implementing software that thwarts cheaters by snatching their guns, making legit players invisible, and banning them outright. This is a new mitigation for the twin shooters called hallucinations. It's another way to detect and yeet characters and create a fairer game. So essentially, what I thought was cool, and this is something that I've always thought about happening, is, and it's similar to anti-cheat, if you could see what the players are doing and see like their unnatural movements and stuff like this, but seeing them interact with a fake player is such a cool way to 100% get him caught and get him out. So this is something cool that Modern Warfare 2 is doing. And to be fair, like real world experience with this, when I see this stuff, I never see it. I still see cheaters like all the time in this game. And that's a duel. Like the other stuff was kind of funny, like trolling them and stuff, but this would be a cool way, like if this was more widespread, to put these clones. And what they do is the hallucinations send the same player telemetry data to the server. So those hacks and those cheats, you know, they get that player position data, and that's how they can you know, put that up on your screen on your HUD, and you can see enemies through walls and stuff. So this puts that information out, and then you can see if the cheaters interact with it. Like it's a super cool way to actually catch them, I thought. So hopefully stuff like this works more. But it would be cool to see it actually work. Like I said, I've seen all this cool stuff that they tweet about Ricochet, but I still don't feel it. The other thing I wanted to talk about with all this talk about Marathon, I want to talk about Marathon like in a different way too, sometime, because I feel like there was a really big Marathon gameplay leak with Insider Gaming, and it like flew completely under the radar, and people hardly talked about it when Marathon was like one of the biggest games that was talked about at Summer Games Fest, that people were the most excited for when it comes to shooters, was what Bungie was working on with Marathon, and I am too. And this sounds like another one of those potential extraction shooters that could solve like the end game dilemma with an extraction shooter, right? So that kind of flew under the radar because I think that's when X Defiant Beta was happening. That's when BattleBit dropped. That's when all that stuff was happening right after Summer Games Fest. And I feel like that gameplay leak went under the radar a little bit. So, and we talked about it on here. I might want to make a video about it and stuff, because I just feel like people aren't as excited about it as they should be. But here we go. When we talk about Bungie, they're not only working on that, they're also working on a title called Matter. And I did a video on this quite a while ago too. A few years ago, there was a job listing for a new Bungie game in search of a senior marketing manager for a mysterious new IP. While the ad for the job itself didn't give too much info other than describing the ideal candidate as someone with experience in MMORPGs, it soon came after Bungie trademarked a new IP, Matter. So this was trademarked earlier, and the release date is potentially in 2025. And Bungie did say by 2025 they wanted 2 new IPs. So they were going to refer to Marathon, and the other one is allegedly this Matter game. So they could be making like another MMO RPG type game. This is the statement that they said. As of 2021, the company has more than doubled its headquarters space and plans to open a new studio in Amsterdam. And development of a new IP currently expected to release in 2025, and that's what they're kind of thinking. That one's going to be, yeah. So, Bungie's working on 2 games, and I'm interested in it. It's going to be really cool to see. I just wanted to bring this up because I don't think enough people are thinking about what Bungie's working on. It's been so long since we've seen Bungie work on anything that's not Destiny that I'm just really excited about Matter and about what they got going on over there. So that's really all I had. Blue had to take off. I get it. Hope he's all right. Shout out to Blue for being here. Shout out to all you guys for being here. I think that's about a show. We usually try to go an hour and a half. And yeah, Ivan asked, you think it will catch big name streamers that cheat? I hope so. I have no idea about all that stuff, man. I have no idea. If you cheat, you're a trash can. Get out of here. That's what I think. I think that's all I had. Unless you guys had anything to talk about, thank you so much for being here. Again, the podcast downloads continue to climb on all the audio platforms. If you are someone that's interested in that, you can pretty much search the scope on any podcast platform. It's all around out there. You can also hop in the Discord, hop in my Discord. There is a scope section for feedback, for news stories and stuff you want us to cover. There's also some stuff for, I also post the audio links in there. From that link, you can click on that link and go to the platform of your choice to listen to the audio only version. So thank you. Big shout out to all the audio only listeners. There's been more and more of you every week. That's super, super cool. Thank you guys for hanging out in chat. Like I said, I love when people are here in chat. That's why it's on the screen. So when people watch it back on the channel, they can see what you guys are saying, because I love hearing from you guys in chat. I love you guys being part of the show. And yeah, I'm just so thankful for people that come hang out and listen to us talk about video games. I have a super, super good time. I look forward to every Monday because of you guys. Thank you again. And we will see you in 7 days. Everyone stateside, have a safe and happy 4th of July. Be careful out there. And we will be live tonight here pretty soon over on twitch.tv/crash8 if you want to give us a follow over there. Let me drop the link. Let me make it easy before we go. I'll be streaming some Rainbow Six over there tonight. I think I might even get a little crazy and break out the cigars and maybe a glass or two of bourbon. So yeah, you guys want to hop over there? There's the link. Drop a follow. Love to see you over there in just a little bit's time. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.